Welcome to Art and Stuff with Tyson. Today we're going to be making a traditional Native American choker necklace. It's going to look something like this when it's done. I'm going to try and make it to the same specification as this. I do have all my supplies laid out and ready to go, so this should be a fairly quick video. The bead colors are going to be as are right there, the green and black for the in-between beads, and the spacers are going to be these little metal chrome looking things. I picked these out, thought that they'd be great. I don't know if they're going to be too close together compared to these leather spacers, but I figured the metal ones would look great either way. I'm going to give it a shot and see how it goes. Hope you enjoy the video. Put that there for reference. We are going to be using a sewing needle as well. And that is so, well, we're not going to need all that. I'm using about 3 yards of wax sinew. It's just sinew cord. It's not real genuine sinew, but it should suffice. So I hope that y'all enjoy the video once again. Now on our leather straps, I cut them to specifications. It's not the exact same kind. It's okay if it's a little bit jagged here and there. That'll just help it stay on, and it'll catch better after you tie knots. These only need to be what looks to be about 10 inches long. You do cut a slit in the bottom so you could feed from both the outside, whichever way you decide to fold it, and it'll end up with the knot in the middle. And I will be using Gorilla Super Glue to hold the knots together. So let's see. I believe I go from the middle I'm gonna put the soft stuff out on these, leave the knot on the inside. I believe I have to go this way and then back around through like that. Try to keep my line in place, and I'm gonna pull this roughly even halfway, leave roughly at least a foot, distribute the cord evenly with a little bit hanging off the end of the sewing needle. But then from the end of this extra piece that's hanging over, I'm gonna go from that line to the tip of this, grab it like that, and then pull it tight, so it's tight like that. And that's gonna leave me enough room on this other end, the opposite side, to tie a knot and then super glue it. I will be fast forwarding through some of these down spots. So here we go. We're gonna start building. What am I doing here? So the first thing that will go on is a spacer, and we're going to have to make sure we put these spacers on the same way every time. So it'll be, let's do it this way. We're going to do it this way. We're going to put them on every time this way. And then we'll do, let's go black, green, spacer. Oh, this needle almost didn't fit through there. Oh no, I hope it does. Yep, it did. Hopefully we don't break any of these. And then we'll go keep the pattern green, do the opposite, black, and then it'll be spacer facing the same direction, and then it'll be black, green, and then bone bead. And these bone beads are great. Someone did some custom work on them and put those slits in there with like a Dremel, I think. Oh, come on, fit. Okay. We might not be able to thread all those through that same way, so we'll have to work around that if that happens. Now, let's make sure this is all going together. This is going to be a quick build, I believe. We got to keep the pattern. So green starts it off. Black. And spacer. Black. Green. Spacer. And that's the last one to that side. Okay, no, get that on there. Not yet. Good catch. We need another bone bead. What we need. Oh no. That one's not gonna fit. Let's do that last. There we go. That one went right through. Okay. I don't need so much extra slack here. And it's gonna be green, black, spacer, facing the same way. It's easy if you just remember you put them all on the same side, facing the same way. If they're equal, if they're exactly the same, like the leather ones, they take a lot longer to put together because you might be making mistakes. And that's the last for that side, and then we loop this through here, make sure that we have the soft stuff on the inside, and we pull that out. And then this side, see, now I got all the slack on the opposite side. And these leather straps, you want to make sure that you got them folded in the right direction down here, as you do down here, laying flat with all these beads facing. You'll see what I mean when you go to put it together. You want it to look uniform, so it can only be done a certain way. Now remember, one of these beads wasn't working, so I think I'm going to do it last. Any ones I can't do, I'll just do by hand. Most of these should be able to just do by hand. So we're gonna go through on this one over here. That one will be independent. That'll help keep any slack that starts forming out too once you get through that one. Now we're gonna go black, green. We got 3 bone beads left. I think those 2 right there are the ones that might go through easy. Yep, one of them did at least. I'm gonna get this over here for y'all to see it start to come together. So it's looking uniform. We gotta go green, black, pull that through. Yeah, this should work out. Let's see. Black, green. Yeah, this isn't that difficult. I'm not using traditional colors. Well, I'm using colors I just had laying around because this is a project I've been wanting to do for somebody for a while, and been putting it off. So, well, it looks like that one might need to be done by hand too. Yep, both of those need to be done by hand. So we're gonna have to do it by hand from here, y'all. Let's get the bone bead on there. See how easy this is to lace through. No. Let's go like this. That's how straight that is. There we go. We got it. We got her done. Get her done. Now we got a black. And now we gotta lace this through here. I hope you're all finding this to be peaceful. I find it to be peaceful. Oh yeah. Got it. Green. And black. You do want to use sinew for this, at least. You know, you gotta use leather, like fine leather cord. It ties knots, and the knots tend to last for quite a long time. And that's more traditional to use all leather straps. And I find the leather straps that are on the ends here are the best way to tie it on. You can get the knots on there. When you tie it around your neck, it'll stay in place real well. Holds up for the amount of time that you want it there. And it's not a big problem getting it on and off. And you have people help you get it on and off if you have to. Knots, you just tie a double knot back to back, and they go on and off real easy. Yeah, so from the outside in. And I cut these little tiny slits down here in the ends of these, you see. And now we'll pull these tight, do our layout, and then we'll do a cross comparison here. Bear with me, I'm trying to untie this fast. Do a cross comparison on our work. Yeah, that's it. Looks pretty good, huh? Anyways, it's not bad for, I don't know, 6 minutes of work. There was a little bit of prep work. I did have to cut these straps on a little fiberglass, piece of fiberglass I had, and it looked kind of like this when I was done. See all the little cuts, but that seemed to work pretty good. It's just a piece of scrap I had laying around, so I wasn't cutting on the table or anything, you know. Scissors don't really cut a very straight line, and it's alright to have these jagged edges on here because they just hold the knots in better, honestly, when it's tied around your neck. And that's not a problem. I got a person complain about having made something. I had to do that. You know, they have them. That's alright. You know, the back of it's not what people are going to be looking at most of the time anyways, so it doesn't really matter, you know. Anyways, I'm realizing now where this knot's going to end up on this side. I need to line these through the opposite direction because these beads are designed to be the front, in my opinion. You could flip it around, but I'm going to go ahead and pull these out and lace them through the opposite direction and go from the back. That way the knot isn't showing through the front. Quick fix, worth it in the end. You know, take a little bit of extra time, you know, pull the Bob Ross skills out, have some patience in what you do, and there we go. I'll pull that through and pull it tight. Now I like to tie knots kind of just strange like, however you can get it. Now I find getting that loop in there, this is wax, so you pull it down and it pulls down real easy with an, you see how I did that? You just pull it down and it wants to roll down it. And then it's alright if you have a little bit of slack in there too. You just do that 2 times. Get that loop in there. You see the loop? Put the needle through the loop, pull it tight, roll it all the way down again, and then push. And now this is where the super glue comes in. Great stuff. This is just regular super glue, quick drying Gorilla Glue. Put a drop on the knot, smear it around. Try not to let it hit the leather. Otherwise it will be kind of stiff. You don't have to do it everywhere all around it either. It's alright. That stuff's gonna hold. Guaranteed. And just let that dry for about 5 minutes and we'll come back. Alright, I'm back. It's been about 10 minutes. This glue's not entirely dry, but it is kind of jelly, and you know, I barely put any on there and it's still kind of soft, but I expect it'll harden in due time. So I'm gonna go ahead and clip this and clip it just as close as I can to that nub. That's just fine. It's not gonna hurt anything. I've done this before with other necklaces and I've used this glue in other situations, so I know what it'll do. It's alright. But what I am going to do is go ahead and just pull this tight on both sides. I'm going to give it a pull. You see I'm pulling on it pretty good. It's holding together real well. So I mean we did it. And you see the ends, if you look close, the knots, there's no real knots showing, there's no cord. That's and it's I aligned it with the face of these beads, the rounded side out. That will be the front of the necklace. And as you can see, the knot on this side is hidden just as well as the other side. That's because I took a razor blade and I also cut little slits for those holes. And you want to cut the cord thick enough to where you can even cut it a little bit wider, but you don't want it too wide. Otherwise it'll just look really bulky right there. I'm sure you'll make a couple mistakes. You can practice with the small piece. That's what I would recommend, just, a scrap piece. And practice cutting a couple little slits in the end. I use this kind of X-Acto knife. They are sharp, obviously, and I wouldn't let kids handle them, obviously. If any kids are watching this video, you'd want to be careful and use parental supervision. I don't recommend using X-Acto knives or playing with them. They're very sharp. But this will hold up just fine. It's dry now. It's completely dry now from just a couple seconds, like a minute ago. But yeah, it took about, I think, 12 minutes or so to dry. These beads are phenomenally amazing. I've never seen bone beads carved like this. this is going to be a gift for a good friend of mine. I think that he's really going to appreciate it, and I'm going to gift it to him as kind of like an heirloom of friendship. You know, dedicate it to him for a few other reasons. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video. This is art and stuff with Tyson. Have a great day.